up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting episode of Full Circle. I'm your host, as always, Harmon Jr. Please follow me at Harmon Jr. on all your favorite social medias.
And I'm Jared Fradette. You can find me at ToonValo at all your favorite social medias. We've got a great episode for you today. We're going to be breaking down, analyzing deeply the Fast 9 trailer.
Woo! And talking about since logic is out the window, what universes Dom in the game needs to save next. Then we'll be discussing in great detail and opinionated detail Pokemon Home. It's finally here. We're in the month of February. It's not here yet. It'll be here soon. Don't have an exact release date, but it's coming.
Right? But first and foremost, more strong opinions and theories. Doctor Who.
Woo!
Yeah.
So if you're a regular listener to the show, you know Jared loves Doctor Who and is always trying to get me to watch Doctor Who, which I should. I watched it. I watched the newness of the reveal of the new Black woman Doctor, the two Doctors in the universe. I seen it all. I enjoyed it.
Yes.
The writing compared to when I first started this season has got a lot better. A lot.
Yes. I just want to start out slightly on this segment saying shame on the BBC and all the fans that keep spoiling this thing. Because
yeah, it was spoiled for me on Twitter. And not like, I just know. It was just like my entire Twitter feed was that. Like from news outlets. Certified news outlets.
Right, I'm just like, we stayed silent on Avengers Endgame for months. Can we not give Doctor Who a week? Because, like, you know, what if it records on Sunday? It records Sunday night. I'd like to watch it Monday night. Nope. It's spoiled.
You know, when I see CNN on my timeline, I don't think, like, they're going to, like, spoil a major show for me.
Right. But it is major news. The new Doctor is a Black woman, Jo Martin. She is officially, literally, the Doctor. The showrunner, Chris Chibnall, has done that. She was cited in the credit. So this isn't a weird, alternate one-off or a someone who just thinks they're the Doctor or a robot or a clone.
Has that happened
Those
before?
three things have happened. Exactly. Yes. But this has left the fandom with a lot of questions. Primarily, where does she fit?
What number is she?
Now, I'd like to also point out, way back in our 9th episode, I did a breakdown on how numbering system doesn't mean anything anyway, because Jodie Whittaker we call her the 13th Doctor, but she's also the 15th Doctor, or you could also say she's the 3rd Doctor, depending on how you want to break down the numbering. Or, as one of the theories postures, none of the numbering matters, and this Doctor is from way back before even William Hartnell was the first Doctor.
So explain to me again. So Doctor number 1, who we think he just thinks he's the first Doctor, but there's actually doctors that preceded him?
We believe so. That Doctor has, anytime he's been on screen, always refers to himself as the first.
You may be a Doctor, but I am the Doctor. The original, you might say.
However, in episodes like The Brain of Morbius, the 4th Doctor, we've seen previous regenerations backwards past the 1st Doctor.
So she could possibly, in theory, be one?
Yeah, so even like past then. The only kink in this theory is that, of course, her time ship, the TARDIS, has taken the form of the classic police phone box, which didn't occur until the 1st Doctor stole it. So that placed the timing somewhere post the 1st Doctor? Asterisk. Our friend Gabriel has a theory that maybe this isn't the first time she's stolen this specific TARDIS. So it's kind of like a sort of a fate destiny thing. Like, she steals the TARDIS, it gets stuck as a phone booth. They erase her memory, reset the TARDIS, and then later she's like, I'm going to steal one. Maybe this one. And that's the one she first stole. So, kind of fun Twisted Destiny thing. I don't know if you like that sound of that theory. My theory is that this is just because of what the Master has set up in the first few episodes here. You know, what with the big bad of the first, the light beings. I forget their name off the top of my head. I think this is a parallel or alternate timeline Doctor.
Have we ever done that in Doctor Who before? Have parallel timelines?
We've gone to other universes.
Would that be other universes as it's a mirror one of ours, or other universe like everything's completely different?
In the multiverse theory of like everything's similar except these few things are different.
I got you.
That being said, Chris Chibnall has said this isn't a parallel universe. However, he also said we won't see the return of Captain Jack Harkness. whom we
saw.
clearly did.
Who is he?
He is way back from the 9th and 10th Doctor. He was a time agent and the head of the spin-off series Torchwood. Which is an anagram for Doctor Who.
So is he also a Gallifreyan, or he's just literally just a time cop?
He's a time cop, human asterisk from the 47th century. Yeah. So a lot of kissing, a lot of flirting. It was cheesy, but a good cheesy. So that was fun. So forgive me.
Like a Parvalone or Riscato?
More like a Swiss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A few plot holes, but that's okay.
Like you did there.
Thank you. But yeah, so even though the showrunner has said it's not a parallel universe, we could either just say he's lying or say, okay, it's a parallel timeline or an alternate timeline or a perpendicular timeline. Futurama this up, right?
Ooh.
Right? So, if it's not a flat-out parallel timeline, I'm just going to kind of piggyback off that. My other theory here is that Joe Martin's Doctor might be a post-regeneration the Valeyard. What's the Valeyard?
What's the Valeyard?
Thank you. The Valeyard... The Valeyard was one of the last incarnations of the Doctor. We saw him during the trial of the Time Lords from the 6th Doctor. He is the regeneration between the Doctor's 12th and final regeneration. So that doesn't give us much. Just any time past 12, really. He is the culmination of everything dark and hateful that the Doctor has repressed. I'm not saying Joe Martin is the Valeyard because she calls herself the Doctor. But what happened in the trial was he asked the Time Lords to execute the 6th Doctor and give him all the remaining regenerations, all the potential future that the 6th Doctor would have had. So I'm saying this is a quasi-parallel time loop. So we've seen also, this is a slight interjection, the Time Lords are capable of creating and sustaining paradoxes. So, right?
Just real quick, that sounds like a cool, mutant power. I can create and sustain a paradox. Not only can I create one, because, that's simple, anyone can do that. But
right.
I can, sustain
it. That's a pretty powerful ability, yeah. What's X-Men? Class 4 mutant there? Class S?
Oh, 5. I think 5.
Class 5 mutant.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so the Time Lords, knowing that the Doctor takes place in several fixed events in history, couldn't completely give the Valeyard what they wanted. But maybe if we create a paradox in our own universe, so it's not a parallel universe, right? It's a paradox within ours, Chris Chibnall, right? Neat and tidy, put a bow on it. We could then give the Valeyard regeneration. So, of course, Joe Martin wouldn't remember being all these things past number 6. She wasn't.
Could she be a regeneration of the Valeyard, but not evil like the Valeyard?
That's what I'm saying. The Valeyard was evil, regenerated, and now she calls herself the Doctor again, and she's all better. I don't know. This is my far-flung hypothetical, because this is something that's nagged at me for a while. So last time we actually had this sort of incident where a mysterious Doctor has popped up in the middle of our timelines. It was John Hurt's Doctor, and we call him the War Doctor. My theory was, he's going to be the evil Valeyard. Because it's a snaggle, loose thread from way back in Classic Who that they seem to have forgotten it, but they mentioned it in The Great Intelligence.
And he will have other names before the end. Storm, the Beast, the Valeyard.
I mean, if she was the Valeyard, that would explain, but she's also got to explain why she's ruthless, but not a killer.
Right? It's just a fun theory I would like to see tied up at some point or expanded
The
upon.
other Gallifreyan, was that our first time seeing her? Was she just a new character?
Yeah, we have no idea who she was. And of note, I believe she was just a Gallifreyan, not another Time Lord.
Oh, so you could be a Gallifreyan but not a Time Lord.
Right, so everybody on Gallifrey is a Gallifreyan, and then you go to the Time Academy and achieved Time Lord status. That's where you gain all the abilities to regenerate and such.
But even if you don't get the ability to regenerate, you can still time travel? Can all Gallifreyans just do that?
I mean, it's not an innate ability. You go in a time machine.
Oh.
Like all the humans we see.
Well, you got me there.
You were correct. You are still correct. This is a very valid point. Since I mentioned the War Doctor, I've seen people like, we don't have a number for her because the fandom is just really upset by that. What do we call her? And so people kept calling her, I don't know, just wanted to call her, right? So like we called John Hurts the War Doctor because he went to war.
But does he still have a number though, or he doesn't have a number?
No, he has no number.
Oh, okay, then let me see.
And that's why we don't count him because he's not the Doctor. He's the War Doctor.
History Doctor?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, people just kept calling her the Dr. Ruth because that was her alias name on Earth. I like calling her the Fugitive Doctor because that sounds so much more epic.
It does.
Right?
She's a fugitive and we don't know why.
Right? I mean, presumably at this point, we kind of know why. She did what the Doctor always does and says, screw y'all, I'm leaving. Which is just, it's basically she's just gone AWOL, which is just a crime. But it's not like, murder, leaving the military.
Gotcha.
Okay, it's like, okay, well, I left.
So my question is, going forward, is she going to be like running... This is not like a pun, I'm not alluding to anything. Parallel Jodie Foster? Like, are they going to be having mixed adventures?
Whittaker. Jodie Foster is an American actress.
Sorry, Jodie Whittaker. Please forgive me. Is she going to be running parallel Jodie Whittaker? And like, or is she just gonna like pop up from time to time?
These are great questions, right? We don't know. This is why like I wanted you to watch the show. So like we've got 5 more episodes left.
All right, I'm on board. This episode was good. See, the reason I didn't like Doctor Who is because it felt very like it was an entry level. Like you had to know a lot, not like a little, not the gist, but like a lot to even.
What do you mean? As I just gave all this backstory. An exposition.
It was one of those things like where like between movie 1 and 2, they expect that you played the game, read the books, went to the wiki, edited the wiki,
got the PS Vita, played that version.
Yeah, and now you're all caught up. That's how Doctor Who felt. It was just like there's so much research required between classes that it was like, man. But now it's like, okay, I got the gist, and I was like, oh, it's giving me the story where I can follow, and it's still entertaining.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, okay, yeah,
Now,
because the first 2 or 3 episodes with Jodie Whittaker, I was just like, man, I'm just so lost. About everything.
Right. It's like you jump into the 7th Harry Potter movie, and you're like, you're like, okay, they're not really explaining anything, but it'd be sure nice if they explained some things. But speaking of explaining more things, Pokemon Home. Let's break that down.
All right, everybody. So, continuing the slight Pokemon controversy, which I feel like the controversy is kind of just not died down.
Real quick.
What?
Just fun fact, last time we talked about Pokemon, we also talked about Doctor Who, so we're just we're running those in parallel. Okay, sorry. Pokemon Home.
So Pokemon Home. So for those who don't know, Pokemon Home is the new way to, one, have all your Pokemon from all edges of space and time in one universe place. It is a Pokemon TARDIS, if you will.
So much bigger than it is on the outside.
Yes. So if you have Pokemon Bank, which was the only way to transfer between the newer games or to get get them into the newest oldest title, put them in Pokemon Bank, and you can put them in any current game. Pokemon scrapping it, and now we're getting Pokemon Home, which going forward should be the only tool, utensil we have to store Pokemon. And in it, it's a living National Dex as they're advertising. Think of Pokemon Stadium if you've ever played that.
You happy people? The National Dex is back. Ugh. Asterisk.
Think about Pokemon Stadium. Remember how you could complete the Pokedex there? You could upload your Pokemon and you could see them in detail, see 3D models, stats, moves, and do things. It's like that, except take the next level. From here, you can trade. You can do the GTS. It's back, people. That means I can say, Jared, I like an Arcanine. And for an Arcanine, I'll give you this Vulpix. I put it up to grabs, and then when it happens...
I'm like, oh, man, I've got 20 Arcanine for no reason. Heck yeah, I'll take a Vulpix.
Yeah, and then, while I sleep, work, play, whatever, this will happen automatically. I'll receive a notification. Boom, click it. The trade is complete. It is great. It'll also have the judge feature. It'll be basically...
Now, that is incredible. Okay, so let me play devil's advocate.
Okay.
I still think the GTS should have occurred in the main game itself, However, I do enjoy, I mean, I'm not getting playing that it's here, but I also especially enjoy that the judge feature is here. Because I hate having to import a Pokemon to the game to look at the judge and then go, nope, and just like switch it back and forth until I find the right one.
All right, and so Nintendo promises this will be a seamless process, which Pokemon Bank was pretty seamless, so I imagine it will. And also, for those naysayers, before we get into price, for the first month, it'll be completely free. Pokemon Bank will be free. You'll be
Bank and Home will be free.
Yeah, you'll be allowed to put all your Pokemon in Pokemon Bank, send them to Home, and that's where they'll live forever, and you can divvy them between Sword and Shield and future titles. So the slight controversy here is that some people believe the feature should have been in the first game, like GTS, understandable, and I mean, I guess that's really it.
Well, and Home itself should have been available upon release.
But I feel like it made sense because I'm pretty sure they wanted to announce the whole, hey, 200 old Pokemon now are integrated into the game, and it gives Home a reason to exist.
Right.
You know, so I'm just gonna say it was probably just planned to be after that announcement.
Mm-hmm.
But for the first month, to import all your Pokemon to Home or to transfer them, it'll be free. And after that, we'll have to get into a paid membership. So the memberships consist of a basic, which is free, which I'm gonna be honest, is pointless because you can't move your Pokemon from Pokemon Bank. You can put them there and just stare at them. You can only deposit up to 30 Pokemon. The number of Pokemon that can be placed in the Wonder Box at once is 3, which...
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. The number of Pokemon that can be placed in the GTS at a time is 1. Honestly, you can get by with that.
I say, that's what we had, so it's level.
Yeah. Room trade, you can only participate, someone has to invite you, and the judge function is unavailable. So the basic is more or less, why have it at all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Jared... excuse me. So I didn't go over the premium plan. So if you get the premium plan, which is basically the month, the 3 days, or the 12 months, you are available to move any number of Pokemon from Bank to any respectable place. Like, there's certain Pokemon... so from Let's Go Eevee is a one-way thing into Bank. I think Sword and Shield's the only back and forth that we can do.
Right.
So from Go, Let's Go Pikachu and Home, and Pokemon Bank, that's a one-way transfer. But everything from Sword and Shield can go back and forth. You can store up to 6,000 Pokemon.
That's too many.
That's more than you'll need.
I'm not complaining, but okay, yeah.
So you can put up 10 Pokemon in the Wonder Box. To be honest, I'm not sure what the Wonder Box is. What is that?
That's like Wonder Trading.
Oh, you just queue them up and then they go into the nether and you get something random back.
Yeah.
Okay. You can put 3 Pokemon in GTS at once, which, honestly, 1 is enough, but 3's cool.
I mean...
I need several things.
Right?
And I will get them. You can participate and host and room trades, and the judge function is available.
Very nice.
So you can get a 1-month subscription for $2.99, a 3-month subscription for $4.99, or the most realistic option, a full year for $15.99. Which Pokemon Bank used to be.
It is 3 times more expensive as Pokemon Bank, which was $5.
Yes. So yeah, it is literally that is math. But also 1 times 3 is only 3, so it's not exponential growth.
Right.
Don't let 3 times scare you. But some people are complaining, why should they have to pay $50 a year for a service they feel should have been free?
It's like...
My stance is $15 isn't that much as a working adult or any working person, or just, hell, if you're a teenager, I feel like you can ask your parents for $15 quite easily. And then some people have said these are too shallow of features for $15 a month. I mean, $50 a year, excuse me. And I'm just like, well, Pokemon Bank only offers you to just store the Pokemon.
Which, I was going to say, yeah, let's segue into the final part of this segment. So, 100 gigabytes on Google Drive, which is literally just letting me dump things into Google Drive, is $2 a month, which is $24 a year. This is more features than Google Drive, just saying. So
And also, okay, let's be real, people. This is going to take a considerable amount of server space.
Yep.
Servers do not run for free.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Once you buy Pokemon, asterisk, you don't pay for anything else. That's kind of it. You're not required to buy the DLC. You're not required to buy Home. But Home is going to have to run off of something.
Right.
It's not a game that you get and now it just runs internally on your system.
Mm-mm.
And as Jared just mentioned with Google server space, this is cheaper than that. Like, server space costs money. It just does. So at the very least, you're just paying to keep the lights on.
Right.
At a reasonable and fair market value price.
And to wrap up this segment, we'd like to just remind everybody that you are never, ever obligated to do or buy anything you don't want.
Yeah, so like the people who hated Pokemon and didn't want to buy because Game Freak was getting over them, I'm doing air quotes for those just listening only.
Good for them.
You didn't have to buy Pokemon. So, and those people who did hate it and still buy it was like, oh, you're not getting me out of another $30 or $15. They don't have to.
All the merch, all the swag, all the tchotchkes you buy from cons. Nobody's forcing you to buy those.
And let me put this on.
Amiibos.
I will cap it this year, I promise.
Okay.
So, Pokemon Home plus the $30 DLC is still cheaper than another full price $60 game for the third iteration.
Right.
It's still cheaper than a whole nother game.
You can buy Pokemon Home for 4 years instead of having to buy the other game to transfer back and forth. And by then, a new game will have already come out.
Yes.
Right? Also, I'm fairly certain, and don't quote me on this because I don't know Nintendo's official policy, but I know with Bank, you could just pay for 1 month, dump everything in there for safekeeping, let it expire, and then everything's safe. Everything's fine. I mean, if you wanted to access it, Nintendo would be like, pay up, and you would, but they don't just delete your Pokemon.
Yeah,
So if you only want $3 worth of, or again, the first free month of the service, just do it.
You can theoretically dump everything in Home, have it live there, and then everything that could be in Sword and Shield, dump it in Sword and Shield.
Right.
And then arbitrarily, a year, two,
when you
down the line.
Right. In 5, 6, 7 years, when you save up another $3.
Yeah, you can
do it.
Yeah. So I'm just going to say, I think Pokemon Home is wonderful in the sense, we might throw up some pictures here, but if you look at the function, so like I said, it's a living national deck. So it could be on your phone, on your Switch, and somewhere else. What's the third place?
DS.
DS? Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, right. So it connects your
PC, duh.
Oh, right. It connects your Bank, your Go, and your Let's Go into Home, and then Home feeds into Sword and Shield.
Yes, and the cool features is, so when you look at the Pokemon, it gives you full 3D models, it gives you descriptions, it gives you the moves, the tutors. You can do everything, and some people are complaining like, ugh, I have to have a phone.
We're just going to stare at you because...
That's like being like, ooh, a cool new app. I have to have a phone.
Yes.
We live in a world now where not having a phone is just unrealistic. It's an unrealistic expectation,
right?
So for them to be like, yeah, you can access it from your phone and do things, and you can GTS from your phone. It's like, yeah,
that's really nice. Yeah. I can't. There's just been so many times where I've been like, I have this, and you're like, I need this, and you're like, I have it. I'm like, okay, well, let's get home, and then remember to do it, and we get home at like 11, and you're like, I don't want to do it now. If you could just have done it like at PAX, and like, cool. There we go.
Like, as a working adult, I'm on lunch. Like, I got a text like, oh yeah, cool, let me queue that up, and then it's done. It will happen naturally on its own.
There's an app for that. Okay, speaking of new things coming out though,
Fast and Furious 9. Not the Fast and Furious, just Fast and Furious. The Fast Saga. So, if you haven't watched the trailer, you should. It features Dominic Toretto, and Game, sans Paul Walker, R.I.P. Is his name Paul Walker?
Yes.
Okay, just make sure. I said it, and
I saw a really sad comment. They're like, oh, they brought Han back. They should bring back Paul Walker. I was like, dude.
Oh.
Kind of funny. But
spoiler alert, Han is back. How? I don't know. Like, unless you see someone dead and buried, they're never dead in the series.
Clearly, this is all just a fantasy genre. So, if we're just going to go extreme, Odell wanted to have the segment be...
So, what we're going to do is, if you watch the trailer, you know the Fast and Furious saga went from realistic car thieves to just, like, super spies with cars to, I'm surprised they're not battling aliens. Not yet, at least.
Don't look at my list.
We want to see, for Fast 10, what events should they get into? How far are we willing to go? So, my fantasy world for Fast and Furious 10 would be, so Dominic and Toretto, they've saved the world countless times. All the bad guys are dead. And now we have wacky, evil, genius scientist who's like, oh no, how can I ever stop them? If I can't get someone from this world to do it, I'll get someone from the next. And so he contacts Kamek Koopa, Bowser's right-hand woman, and they devise an evil plan with Bowser's help to destroy them once and for all. And to do this, they're going to transport or collide our universes in, all those possible ways with the Mushroom Kingdom. And now in this, whatever reason, if they could win the Mario Cup Grand Prix, that'll be the final piece. The trophy is somehow the key.
No. They think it's the key, but then they realize they have to do it Mirror Cup style.
Oh. That we did our director's cut. And so now Dom and Gang or Mario and Gang, I don't know which universe we're going now. I'm pretty sure we'll just go to Mushroom. It'll be easier to animate all this nonsense. Mm-hmm. They find themselves, No,
I want this to be a new live action Mario.
All right, fine. Screw it.
Yeah.
So Dom and Gang have a new familia with Mario and Gang. But first, Mario wants to see if Dom can prove his true grit because he's never seen anything like the Mushroom Cup.
Mm-mm. So,
they do some races. They get it. They bond. They bro it up. And then it's like, what we're going to do? Oh, Bowser and the Koopa Kids and, Dry Bones and any character that I guess can be evil. Mm-hmm. They want to win the cup to get the cup. Maybe, how about the trophy? Instead of the trophy's made out of, like, magic material, super gold, iron, sciencey words.
Nitrous oxide.
Yes. The cup is filled with the most potent nitrous oxide that can destroy the world. And you can't steal the trophy because that would just make too much sense. Like, you got to win it the right way.
Of course.
Despite all the cheating in the race.
Of course.
And so now, we got the All Cup Tour,
Dom, what are you doing? Watch the road. Nah, I'm watching his screen. But it's like real life, so it's just like, he's just like...
and there'll be a pivotal moment where, they're driving and someone drops a bomb, and then, someone takes the hit for the team. They hit the drift. They're like, guys, I got it. They're like, no, it's a bomb. You can't survive that explosion. And, and it'll be dramatic. It'll be epic. And then finally, the last race on Rainbow Road.
Proper.
We got satellites exploding the course. We got drifting. We got just aerial stunts. We got 0 G's.
How many G's are given? 0. Thank you.
And, so I want to be, Fast and Furious All Cup Tour, Fast and Furious. No, I think, All Cup Tour. I go with that.
That's pretty good.
It has a nice ring to it.
Yeah.
Coming to the theater near you, 2024.
Okay, so I did not think out the plots of mine really quick at all, but I'm just gonna throw them at you real quick and see if you like the idea. Here's the pitch. Okay, Tomb Raider.
Okay. Listen.
No, there's not a pitch. There's just the universe, right? So they're helping Lara Croft save something or steal something.
Okay.
Simple. It's simple. Jurassic Park. They gotta transport a baby dinosaur egg to the other side of the island, but all the other dinosaurs also have cars.
It's obvious, but when you first said, I was like, "Oh, the dinosaurs they're mad. They have the scent."
No, they just also have cars. The next one is also obvious, but Transformers. They're just with the Autobots or the Decepticons. Just this pure crossover. Simple. Back to the Future. They find the old
DeLorean?
DeLorean or flux capacitor, plug it in, and then they race across time. Yeah.
Do the vehicles change to be time appropriate?
Of course they do.
Oh.
Yeah. And then the final scene, they've amalgamated the best parts of all the cars across time.
Oh.
Don't ask me how a literal horse attached to the car helps, but trust me, it does.
Think night begins to shine.
Metallic once we finally hit the future, it's just like, exactly, Rainbow Unicorn attack.
Yes, I love it.
Thank you. Okay, these next ones might not top it then. Just, they enter Jumanji. They just accidentally get pulled into Jumanji. They don't like it, but they like it.
You know what? The other ones were better, but that pitch was just gold. They don't like it, but they like it.
Thank you.
That's so bold.
Thank you. Okay. And then just Rocket League or Mad Max Fury Road, because they would fit.
I'm not going to lie. The Race Across Time, the Jurassic Park, those were gold. There was one more you said, I can't remember, that was also gold.
Jumanji?
That wasn't Jumanji. Tomb Raider, Jurassic Park.
Transformers.
Okay, yeah. Transformers. Okay, that's obvious. That's obvious. Optimus. We got to do this for the family. Anyway, exactly. Yeah, Jurassic Park and Race Through Time as my vote.
Perfect. So, thanks. That brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you to all our patrons. Like, share, subscribe. I am Jared Fradette. You can find me at ToonVelo.
And I'm Odo Harmon. Find me at Odo Harmon Jr. on all your favorite social media. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow the podcast at FC Podcast 23. Until next time, folks, have a great week.